NHL regular season recap night 53. Another night at the rink for me tonight means I did not get to catch much of tonight's games, but I did get to watch the least eventful game of the day between Minnesota and Chicago, where Minnesota did Minnesota things and Chicago did Chicago things, and the Wild won 4-1. I guess winning is not really Minnesota's thing so far this year, but it's definitely less of a thing for Chicago. Goals for the Wild from Rossi with 2, and then Matt Zuccarello and Matt Boldy with his 3rd on the power play. The only goal for the Blackhawks comes from Taylor Radish. Mrazek stops 30 of 34. Fleury stops 28 of 29. Pretty cut and dry game here. Went about as most people would expect, a 4-1 win for the Wild. The Rangers taking on the San Jose Sharks, and this game I wish I got to watch because I'm checking the scoring summary now, and what on earth happened here? Duclair opens the scoring. Panarin follows it up with a goal of his own. Ryan Carpenter scores. Panarin scores again. Zibanejad makes it 3-2 Rangers, headed to the first intermission. In the second, McDonald ties it right back up. Cooley makes it a 4-3 game. Panarin and Miller score again, and then Zetterlund and Barabanov make it a 1-goal game with 4 and some change to play in the third. Jonathan Quick holds on, holding his .821 save percentage to wrap this game up. Mackenzie Blackwood stopping 30 of 36, good for an .833 save percentage. Definitely not a good game for the goalies, but the Rangers come away with a win against a Sharks team that's been pretty solid lately, which is surprising, but they've been okay. They do not get it done in this one, though, a 6-5 win for the Rangers. The Predators taking on the Buffalo Sabres, and this was a good goalie battle, not exactly what you expect from a Buffalo Sabres team, but nonetheless, that was the case tonight. UC Saros stops 34 of 35, while UPL stops 27 of 29. Obviously, you can do the math here. The Preds win this one by a score of 2-1, no empty netters today. In the first, it's Forsberg and Trennan with the 2 goals for the Preds. Of course, those are the only 2 goals. In the second, Victor Olofsson makes it a 2-1 game, but that would be all as far as scoring goes. UC Saros back to a bit of a return to form here. He has been better lately, but still not quite to where he was at previously, but this is a good place for him to build from. For the Sabres, they're in some trouble, man. I mean, this is a team that was expected to be one of the better scoring teams in the league. Obviously, they're missing Tage Thompson, but in a pretty rough spot, 7th in the Atlantic, only thanks to the Ottawa Senators holding the basement down below them. I don't know what they do from here. The goaltending is good enough in this game to get a win, but if you only score 1 goal, it's going to be really, really hard to get a W, and that was exactly the issue for them tonight. For the Preds, they hop back on the win column after a short losing skid. Good for 6th in the Central, a 2-1 final for Nashville. The Blue Jackets taking on the Boston Bruins in what looked to be a pretty typical revenge game angle for the Bruins after losing to Columbus earlier this week. No goals in the first, though, and Boone Jenner opens the scoring in the second. He continues to just roll along, one of the top 10 goal scorers in the league, surprisingly. And it's 1-0 Blue Jackets after 2. Suddenly, maybe some doubt in the Bruins, but Brad Marchand says not so fast, scores 3 goals in less than 6 minutes in the first half of the third period, and makes it a 3-1 game for the Bees, and that is where the score would hold. Both goalies are pretty good in this one, but Jeremy Swayman is the better of the 2, stopping 24 of 25. Spencer Martin continues to play pretty well, but only stops 25 of 28, just not good enough for the win here. Of course, Columbus, not the greatest scoring team, and that continued tonight, so a solid win for the Bruins, who bounced back after their last game against Columbus. They now have 3 wins in a row. The final game of the night, the Avalanche taking on the Los Angeles Kings in what turned out to be a pretty good game, but Los Angeles continues to roll here. They win by a final score of 4-1. Josh Manson actually opened the scoring with his first of the year for the Avs, but in the second period, Quentin Byfield ties it up, and then in the third, it is really all Kings. They outshoot the Avs 23-5 in the third period. It was pretty even heading into that, but of course, they kind of light things up there. Of note here, on the second Quentin Byfield goal, Anze Kopitar gets an assist, handing him first all-time for LA Kings franchise assist, so congrats to Kopi there. Again, a really big win for the Kings, who continue to stay hot. They're only 3rd in the Pacific, but their record's still pretty outstanding. The goaltending's really good in this one from both sides, but especially from Cam Talbot, stopping 20 of 21. Georgiev was very busy, especially in that third period. He stops 34 of 37, just not good enough for the win here tonight. And that's it for regular season recap night 53. We will see you guys tomorrow for a handful of games on night 54. Hope you guys have a good one.